What is up? Welcome back, folks, to another live stream repair. We have got a couple that showed up today. I think there's a couple more on the way today, but with the power being out all over the place, it's been pretty hit or miss what's working and what's closed at the moment. I can't find gas anywhere. We last night on the way back from a work party, we were literally running on fumes in my wife's car, trying to find a gas station, and we literally were coasting down a hill to make it to thank goodness one that was open. And as soon as we pulled in, there's like a huge line of people wrapping around the corner of the street, showing up behind us, because geez, everything is closed. There's no power. Apparently it's gonna, we're gonna see something similar again tonight as far as windstorms. Not quite as intense, but still probably gonna take some power out for more people. Jeez. Let's shoot a message to Nicholas so they can tune in, and we'll get started. Let's see. All right. Cheers, folks. We've got no power, and then we've got another one with no power, and then Bauer is one that we fixed a few weeks ago, and despite no issues during testing, it did unfortunately break itself again, so we're going to take another look at that. Here it is. What have we got for symptoms? No lights, no power, no nothing there. We've got a couple of watts from the wall. So let's take this apart and get it fixed. It can be useful to have a kilowatt meter like this to see how much power a given device might be pulling if you're trying to figure out what's wrong with it. Usually things with no power, if they don't pull anything at all, 0 watts, then there's probably a fuse blown open, not allowing the flow of power to complete, or some kind of severe damage that completely blew the circuit open. And then you've got a couple of watts of power draw, which usually indicates something is shorted out. Well, really, any amount of power draw can indicate that. Not that it's the only thing that could be wrong, but it is a good glimpse to give you a decent guess as to what's going on. We've seen and worked on so many of these by now that I'm pretty familiar with how much power draw different types of failures on these can pull. For example, about 4 to 7 watts is usually this diode failure. If it was only 1 or 2 watts, I've usually seen instead tiny little capacitors shorted out on the main logic board. Teeny tiny little guys. It's pretty rare. At least 9 times out of 10, no power is the same diode on the amplifier. Nicholas, welcome, welcome. Glad you could make it. Mike, welcome. Found my live streams are the ASMR of YouTube repair channels. Oh. High praise, I appreciate that. Although right now, here, actually, there. Now we can take out some of that background noise. Now that it's not summer weather here, I can survive without blasting fans in the room. All right, now time for everyone's favorite sounds. That one actually wasn't too bad. Not too bad. Looks good, feels good, and smells good. No concerns there with the subwoofer. Let's get this junk out of there. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Let's flip this around and do a little bit of maintenance first here. We're going to replace those 4 filters right here. They naturally decay over time, and that will lead to death farts and all sorts of bass issues. We like to stay ahead of that. Nice. Nice. A little more for the road. Geez, today is not a good steady hand day, let me tell you. There we go. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, now we can take care of the actual problem here. We've got our 46K dated dead diode. Let's get that replaced with a brand new one, and that'll keep the same problem from happening again. All right. Or actually, I want to try something now that I'm thinking about it. I want to get this closer to me when I'm working on it. Is it possible for me to lower this camera? Oh, I unplugged it. All right. All right. How's that for a camera angle, huh? That puts it a lot closer to me. And when I'm doing the filters, how does that look? Can I still focus that? Yes, we can. Cool. All right. I think that's going to be our new up close camera angle there. Makes it easier for me to work on these. Yeah, quite like that. Okay. Sorry for boring you guys. Let's get this put back together. Gave it enough time to cool back down at least.
trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having trouble.
All right. Nicholas is fixed. All fixed up without a problem. Let's see, they want it reset and updated, so we'll go ahead and do that before we send it back to you. And it looks like you covered your own shipping. All right. Let's move on to the next one. It's also got no power. So it's probably going to be the same exact repair here, but you never know. Until you know, you know. Alpha, welcome, welcome. All the way from Chile, wow. Hope you guys are doing good out there. I see a hint that somebody's been in here before, and I haven't even touched it yet. Let's see. No, actually, I'm not too sure about that. Well, let's see what it does first. No lights, no power. You got 7 watts of power draw. A little bit on the high side for a dead diode, but oh yeah, someone's definitely open to this. Yes, sir. How far did they go? Let's find out. Seems like that's as far as they actually got. Certainly looks like it. No, that's definitely as far as they got. Well, let's finish the job here. That's a little bit of rubbing alcohol if you were curious what that liquid is. Helps break up the adhesive that holds this basket down, so when we go to pry it up, it puts up less of a fight. Subwoofer is in good shape. Yep. Kind words. Thank you, thank you. There's no stopping in sight. We'll be fixing these until they stop showing up to get fixed. All right. Let's get up close, and we're going to do some maintenance first here. We're going to replace these filtering capacitors, since they do normally and naturally go bad over time and lose their effectiveness at removing unwanted DC voltage from the audio signal. This will result in the infamous death farts and all sorts of bass issues. All right. Almost. These do have to be reasonably perfect. or you won't get good lasting results. Now let's take care of that dead Schottky diode. We've got a 48K date code, of course. Alex, welcome. Welcome back. We're doing fantastic here. We still have our power, but we'll see if we do after tonight. We're apparently having another windstorm coming through. I wasn't able to ship anything USPS or FedEx yesterday or today. And UPS only got their power back today. All of the gas stations are down, and the like one or two in the area that do still have power are just packed, and I'm sure they're gonna run out of gas. And it's kind of wild because like do that many people really need that much gas right then and there? And I saw people like bringing jerry cans and filling those up too, and I don't know. I personally don't think it's that severe. Like we'll be out of power for maybe a few days, and things will get fixed and brought back up. It's not an apocalypse event. Heck, they didn't even declare a state of emergency. All right. But here at our house, we're holding out just fine. We've obviously got power. That worked up a thirst. Cheers. Yeah, I figured people were gassing up their generators and stuff. But if it was me personally, I wouldn't be using that stuff until, more than a day or two passed, because I wouldn't want to burn it up or use what I got and then have it stop working when I really need it. Everything can go a day or two without power. It's after that things start to fall apart, become incredibly inconvenient. But I mean, on the flip side, hey, the area that I live in, people probably don't care. They'll dump a couple $100 in gas in their generator every day or two to keep the lights on and the Wi-Fi blinking. We should just bury our power lines already, jeez. I understand the people filling their jerry cans up for generators more than I understand the people rushing to fill their car up with gas. Because with most people's commutes here, they're burning through a tank of gas in maybe a couple of weeks. So for them to freak out and be like, "Oh my god, I'll get my gas now, bro." And then there's my wife and I, literally out of gas yesterday, running on fuel. That was the first time I have ever legitimately run out of gas in my own car. I've always made it to a gas station, but last night of all nights, ran out of gas trying to find some, and the car was literally like shuddering from running on fumes. We just barely made it to that gas station. The one gas station in like a 20-mile radius that was freaking open, it seemed. We got incredibly lucky too, because we pulled up and there was basically no line. And as soon as we pulled up, there were probably like 30-40 cars wrapping around out into the street and around the corner waiting for gas. They just like all showed up right after us. Bonkers. Like, food and water wise, we're set. We could lose power for a week or two and we'd be okay here at our house. And I've got so many power banks and laptops and car batteries that I can use with inverters to keep things powered if I need to. No big deal there. The water's not going anywhere. We've got, that doesn't matter. The food in the fridge might go bad, but and thankfully, my day job, I get to work from home most of the days, so it's not like I need gas to get anywhere anytime soon. And if we need to go to the grocery store, we've got a few within walking distance. No big deal there. We're in a pretty good spot, all things considered. I think like over 50% of the whole Puget Sound area lost their power, and we got lucky. But like I said, there's supposed to be another storm hitting tonight, so we'll see if that luck lasts. It's funny too, cause it takes basically no wind for my power to start flickering. So it makes you think like we've got the worst infrastructure where I live over here. But turn around and survive a freaking by the books Category 4 hurricane, geez. No problems there. I've lived in Washington my whole 30 years of existence, coming on 31 soon. And I've lived in the western side of Washington state for the second half of my life, and I was born and raised on the eastern side of Washington. And I've never seen wind whip around like that, like it did on Tuesday night. All right. Speed. Speed, speed. Let's get Bowers up and ready here. That sounds great to me. Did they opt for they do want it reset and updated. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that for them before we send it back. It is fixed. Let's move on to the last one that we're looking at here. Yep, that is definitely one that we've worked on. So, this one, they're saying is bricked again. Let's take a look. Alright, we got the blinkies confirmed. Here's what we are going to do. Let's get all this back off. We don't even have to undo the mesh. Check out these cool moves. Yeah. Give me my board. Okay. There is our storage chip. That is most likely why this one failed on us. Let's get that chip pulled off. We do not want 475 though. That could very well kill our components here. We want to go to 375. And actually, I want to cover the CPU with a little bit of Kapton tape just for good measure. There we go. All right. No casualties. clean these up. Okay. And now clean all this up. We're gonna grab our reball stencil, get that cleaned. Actually, you guys can watch this. Here. Here's our chip. And then I use a couple of other ones as shims. Just kidding, you guys can't watch. I'll fix the camera angle so you guys can one day. Alright, that looks good. Actually, wait. If I put it in the middle, can't I zoom this in? Yes, I can. You guys are in luck. There we go. That's how you reball a BGA. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't even realize I was, people were chatting there. Let me catch up with the messages there. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't simply replace these chips with new ones without being able to reconfigure the code on there to be happy with a new unique ID for the new storage chip. It would basically be like replacing the engine computer in your car, and your car is no longer starting because it doesn't recognize the serial number of that new engine computer. And you have to reprogram them to make them happy again. There's no way that anybody has figured out yet to make that happen with replacements, so the best that we can try is replacing the BGA, which frankly is poor quality enough as it is that it seems like that's usually the problem. But Judah, glad to hear you got it back. You got it all working. Very good. Pop this back in there. And line that back up. Is that lined up? Heck no, it's not. That's pretty far off. Alright, let's give that a shot. Okay. Is that on there? Let's give this extra cool down and we'll try it out. Cheers. Meat Man, welcome back. I don't know if you're the same Meat Man, but the name looks familiar. My HomePod makes a sizzling noise when not in use. Is that the 4 capacitors? Very likely. It could be one of the amps for the tweeters too. But usually, noises at idle are those filters going bad. Can't really tell without taking it apart for a proper diagnosis, though. Okay. Oh yeah, no, this is identical to the iPhone 6 stand. We even use the same VGA stencil from an iPhone 6. All right, well it's on there. We might need to restore the software on it again, depending on when it bricked itself. But let's see if it just springs right back to life for us. Okay. Gimme a good sign. Still no worky. Okay. Let's restore the software. It'll probably work after that. The question will be, will it stay working after that? Because the reason we're looking at this is because we've already restored the software on it and already tested it. It appeared fine. Silly me, using the wrong screws. Get the Mac. Show you guys what I'm doing. Alright, here we go. Let's do a little bit of Gasterpone, a little bit of Gaster Reset, and a little bit of iDevice Restore. Alright, it looks like it's taking a successful software restore. This ping reply with Pong, no data to read timeout, that is perfectly normal. So this process, this stage can take quite a long time. So for all intents and purposes, it appears to be taking the USB restore fine. We will let that finish, we'll let it test, and then we'll send it back out to Bauer. And with that, we've fixed everything that we've gotten today. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and